Assalamu alaikum. This is Geography 8, book The Environment of Pakistan. Welcome to Rubian Week. We are going to revise unit number 1, the natural topography, including drainage, and this is your 6th lesson. Learning objectives are students will be able to revise the natural topographical features of Pakistan and economic activities of all topographical regions. Subtopics includes northern and northwestern mountains, western mountains, Balochistan Plateau, Potwar Plateau and Salt Range, Indus Plain, and deserts. First, we will discuss about introduction, the land of Pakistan. Pakistan emerged on the map of the world on 14 August 1947 as a result of partition of Indian subcontinent into two sovereign states, namely Pakistan and India. If we talk about location of Pakistan, Pakistan is located between latitude 23 north to 37 north and extend from longitude 61 degree east to 78 degree east. The total area of Pakistan is 7,96,096 square kilometer, stretching over 1600 kilometer from north to south and about 885 kilometer from east to west. In extreme northeast, Pakistan has a common border with China, while in the west we are having a long border with Afghanistan known as Durand Line. The northwest Wakhan is a narrow strip between Pakistan and Tajikistan. To the southwest, Pakistan has a common border with Islamic Republic of Iran. The Arabian Sea marks southern border, and to the east it has common border with India. Pakistan is enjoying a key position in South Asia. There are few links by land to the northern and northwest because of large mountain ranges and the climate. However, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa provides routes to Afghanistan, and the Karakoram Highway makes communication with China easier. These areas to the north and northwest are landlocked, thus Pakistan's seaport of Karachi and Gwadar can also serve these areas. Landlocked area means that they are not having any sea with them. So the natural topography, let's discuss first the topography. The term is the study and description of surface features of land, which includes both natural and artificial features. Pakistan is divided into 6 major natural topographical areas. Northern and northwestern mountains, it includes Karakoram range, Himalayas, which is further divided into the Sivaliks, the lesser or outer Himalayas and central Himalayas, and the third one is Hindu Kush. Its height changes from 6,000 meter to 8,475 meter south to north respectively. It has deep narrow valleys, namely Kagan, Baltistan, Chitral, Swat, Gilgit, Hunza, Murree and Galyat. It has sharp, narrow, capped, steep mountain peaks like K2, that is in Karakoram range, and its height is 8,611 meters. Nanga Parbat, that is in Himalayas, and its height is 8,126 meter, and the Trishmir, that is in Hindu Kush, and its height is 7,690 meter. It has large glaciers like Snow Siachen, Batura and Baltoro glaciers, or glacier or snowfield, or we can say these are frozen rivers, and it has high mountain passes like Shandur, Khunjrab and Lawari, which connect Pakistan to other countries. On your screen you are watching the glaciers of Karakoram Range. Karakoram, meaning black gravel, is a mass of rock and ice extending from more than 400 km from Hunza to the Shyok River. The western end of the range lies in Pakistan. The range runs east-west, has deep narrow valleys, as you know, has high peaks like K2 and many others. The precipitation is mainly in the form of snow because of high altitude. The upper region of valley, there are glaciers instead of river. As I told you, glaciers are, you can say, frozen river. The severe climate makes the Karakorams extremely inhospitable, so this region has low population density. Passes are only open for half of the year. However, the Karakoram has always attracted scientists and mountaineers from all over the world because of their challenging geography and scenic beauty. Recently, the construction of Karakoram Highway to China has opened new era in the cultural and economic progress of the region. The Himalayas is much resemble with the Karakoram, that it also having steep-sided mountains, snow-covered peaks, and huge glaciers in it. The term drainage means the natural runoff of water from an area in rivers and streams. Drainage pattern and drainage system and network of rivers are terms used to describe the natural drainage of rivers. River Indus and its tributaries, which originate from the northern mountain, dominate the drainage pattern of the northern mountain. The river Indus starts its journey from Manasarovar Lake in Karakoram Range while passing through the Hindu Kush to the northwest. At Attock River, Kabul join River Indus, which is already joined by River Swat. After forming deeply dissected valleys and gorges, River Indus takes a southern turn at Kalabagh and enter into plain areas. During its journey, the huge glaciers of Karakoram and Hindu Kush feed the river. Similarly, the eastern tributaries of River Indus, Ravi, Jhelum, Chenab, Satluj, Beas originate from Himalayas and after passing through Kashmir enter to the plain area where they join River Indus. There are some specific terms you can learn, that those are gorges, waterfall, rapids, stream and springs. Northern and northwestern mountains, economy and people, if we discuss about that, in summer water drain into River Indus and its tributaries, as we know that snow melt during summer. This drainage help in the irrigation of Indus Plains, lower Indus Plain and upper Indus Plain. These mountains are source of valuable minerals, fruits and timber. Timber, you know, we say the other name of wood. There are historical passes that connects Pakistan to China and Afghanistan. These are Punjab Pass and Khyber Pass. Most of the population is dependent on agriculture, primarily subsistence agriculture and cattle breeding. Farming is practiced on terraced field where wheat, rice, barley, maize and vegetable are grown. During winter, many people work in cottage and small scale industries. The output of these industries are carpets, embroidered material, rugs and other handicraft items. Snow-capped peaks melt during summer and drain water into river Indus and its tributaries, which irrigate vast Indus plains. Historical passes connect Pakistan to China and Afghanistan. These mountain ranges are natural border to China and Central Asian republics. A land route through Karakoram Highway has been opened to carry out trade. These mountains are valuable sources of timber and fruits. Mountain peaks provide protection to Pakistan against the cold winds from Central Asia. The temperature does not go below freezing point over the upper Indus Plain, and climate remain tolerable throughout the year. Scenic beauty also promotes tourist resorts, which are a source of income to local people during summer. Now let's talk about Western Mountains. These are not as high as Northern Mountains. These mountain ranges including Kirthars, Fedko, Waziristan and Suleiman. These ranges are also parallel ranges run from south to north. The height expands from 2000 meter to 4712 meters south to the north respectively. There are several valleys and low-lying basins including Banu Valley, Kohat Valley and Valley of Peshawar. There are many historical passes including Bolan, Gomal, Khyber, Tochi and Khurram. These mountains usually have barren land, or you can say bad land. Water is scarce. There are seasonal rivers. Scattered vegetation, natural passes also present here which connect Pakistan to Afghanistan, and the rivers which are here including Khurram, Hab, Leari, Tochi, Yob and Gomal. If we talk economic activities and lifestyle of Western Mountains, the Western Mountains are mostly bare of vegetation. The climate and relief do not support farming. Canal irrigation is not possible because of the mountainous terrain and rugged landscape. Transportation facilities are limited, except for few urban centers like Peshawar and Kohat. The rest of area is not connected by air or rail networks. Only a few areas are accessible through main metal roads. Most of the areas are accessible only by unmetalled roads. Life in Western Mountain is difficult because of the rugged landscape. The cost of supplying infrastructure, water supply, transportation facilities, electricity, telephone line is much higher than in the plains. As a consequence, developmental projects, that is mining activities, industrial progress, educational facilities have not been established yet. These factors adversely affect the lives of inhabitants. They are deprived of even the basic necessities of life. Nomadic lifestyle is common and sheep and goat rearing is the main occupation. The population density is lower than 100 persons per square kilometer. There are abundant mineral resources in Western Mountain, but due to difficulty of extracting them, they have not been explored or exploited yet. If we talk about Balochistan Plateau is located in the southwest of Pakistan with altitude mainly ranging from 600 to 3010 meters. This is an extensive area of 347,190 square kilometer with a number of distinct natural and topographical and drainage features that can be identified as follows. There are a number of basins of northern Balochistan. Balochistan Plateau has number of irregular depressions such as Job and Loralai basins, which are situated between Toba Kakar ranges and Suleiman range. The deposition of material brought by the river channels form alluvial fans on the Piedmont plains. If we talk about basins of western Balochistan, there are a number of basins between mountain ranges such as Chagai Hills, Rastko, Siahan and Central Makran. This area is almost totally devoid of vegetation and there is very little rainfall even in winter. These basins have no outlet to the sea. Therefore, when rain, which is infrequent, does fall, it drains into temporary rivers and streams which flow into the basin and either soak into the ground or gather in temporary lakes. These basins are therefore known as inland drainage basins. The temporary lakes are called Hamun Mashkhel. There are Hamuns, and there are such lakes, Hamun Mashkhel and Hamun Lora. Mountain ranges in Balochistan Plateau are barren mountains, and these are from 600 to 3,010 meter. These are Rasko, Central Brohi Range, Halla Range. The coastal area of Balochistan Plateau can be divided into eastern and western parts. The eastern part comprises Lasbela Plain, and the western is Makran coastal area. The drainage includes Hingol, Dasht, Hub and Parali river. Hingol is the biggest river of that area. There are also temporary salt lakes, namely Hamune Lora and Hamune Mashkhel. There is no major source of water, and the province faces a scarcity of both drinking and irrigation water. The supplies are mostly dependent upon small water schemes such as the Carres system, flood diversion channels, and small number of tube wells. Most of the roads and railway lines have been built without keeping in view economic consideration. There is an abundance of link roads between the producing areas and the main roads. The railway line covers only a limited area. Crop farming and livestock raising are the main pursuit of the people in province. About 67% of labor force is engaged in agriculture. The annual per capita income recently was rupees 455, higher than Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but lower than both Sindh and the Punjab. The province is enviably rich in this regard in minerals. A start has now been made by Resource Development Corporation. In addition to the Sandak Copper Gold project, Pakistan Mineral Development Corporation (PMDC) is also operating 3 coal mines. A survey has identified that geological conditions for the existence of deposits of antimony and gold in Panchgore and Kharan district. Balochistan has appreciable deposits of crude oil and natural gas. About 46% of the gas supply in the country is obtained from Sui in Balochistan. Balochistan is called fruit basket of Pakistan. The main fruit grown are date, grapes, apples, almond, apricots, plums, peaches, melons, and pomegranate. The surplus of fruit produced is estimated to be about 75% of total production of fruit. This surplus normally move to market. Surplus mean more than their need. Markets in other provinces in varying proportion depending upon the demand and prices prevailing there. Karachi is the largest market for Balochistan fruit. There is vegetable seed industry also. The uplands, having long and cold winters, offer the best scope for growing vegetable seeds that initially require some chilly weather for transportation. Similarly, warm and dry summers are conducive to superior and extensive flowering and for the formation of high quality seeds. Livestock and their products are also important. Nomadic lifestyle farming is common in this region due to the scarcity of rainfall and lack of irrigation facilities. The most important livestock products are wool, goat hair, and skins. After meeting domestic needs, they are being exported abroad under a compulsory government grading scheme which ensure the quality of exports. If we talk about fishing on that, Balochistan, Gwadar, Pasni, or Mara are the important areas, important catch for fish. Mostly we supply this fish to Sri Lanka, exported to Sri Lanka. Balochistan and economic potential. If we talk about that, we will discover Balochistan has remained somewhat undeveloped but is now beginning to move forward. The mineral resources in which province is quite rich should be developed. The untapped sources should be utilized through the employment of experts and consultants. Sheep and goats should be raised on modern scientific lines. Livestock products are exportable but also need improvement, both qualitatively and quantitatively. Deep Sea, Gwadar Port, and Sandar Copper Gold project should be utilized to improve the economy of the province. Development of the fishing industry by using latest technology could lead to its further development. Potwar Plateau and the Salt Range are located to the south of Islamabad between River Indus and the River Jhelum. It is an open, undulating and land with extensive flat areas. The height of plateau mainly varies from 300 to 600 meters above the sea level. Residual hills such as Kala Chitta and Khairi Murad rise to just over 1000 meters and are the result of resistant rock being left behind after erosion of less resistant rock. This dissected land is termed as badland topography of landscape. It has parallel salt ranges from 750 meters to 900 meters. Here you can see an example of badland topography, ridges, ravines and troughs you can see on the figure. Potwar Plateau and the Salt Range are rich in non-metallic minerals, limestone, marble, rock salt, clays, dolomite and soapstones, which provide raw material to the cement, ceramics and chemical industries. A number of oil and gas fields are also located in this region. Attock Oil Refinery has been set up to refine the oil from the oil fields of Potwar Plateau. Farming in Potwar Plateau depends on rainfall. The rugged landscape does not allow for canal irrigation. Wheat, maize, barley and gram are cultivated here. Some lakes like Kalar Kahar, Kabeki and Uchali add to the scenic beauty of the area. Now here is Indus Plain. River Indus Plain and its tributaries drain the Indus Plain, located throughout most of Punjab and central part of Sindh. Northern part is known as Upper Indus Plain and southern part is known as Lower Indus Plain. It is further divided into active flood plains, old flood plains, alluvial terraces, peatbone plains, tidal delta and rolling sand plains. Let's talk about active floodplains. The narrow strip of land on both sides of the river is called the active floodplain area. It is locally known as Bat or Khadar land and is inundated almost every year. When the season of rain concludes, alluvium can be found in its dry and braided channels. Old floodplains meander and cover floodplains cover the area between alluvial terraces and the active floodplain. They are only flooded when there is heavy monsoon rainfall. They are covered with old alluvium deposits deposited in the past. Features found on old floodplain include abundant channels, meander scars and remains of oxbow lakes, sometimes still with some water in them. Alluvial terraces or bars are areas of higher ground between rivers formed by erosion of old alluvium. They are formed in the upper Indus Plain in Chaj, Rachna and Bari Doabs. They are also called scallop interflows. The alluvial terraces Sandal Bar in Rachna Doab, the Ganji Bar in Bari Doab, the Nili Bar in Bari Doab, and the Kirana Bar in Church Doab are the prominent alluvial terraces. The part of Bhavalpur plain that has been reclaimed through irrigation also falls within the boundary of Indus plain. The height of Bhavalpur plain is identical with the bars of Doab and is also an alluvial terrace. So what is Doab? Doab means between two waters, Doab. A doab is a land located between two rivers at the confluence. When the rivers enter into mature valley, a number of topographical features are formed on a doab due to the process of erosion and deposition. The two main features of river on a mature valley, you can say, or in a floodplain. There are famous doabs are Sindh Sagar Doab, Chaj Doab, Rachna Doab, Bari Doab, and we can say Bhavalpur plain also. Why doabs are so important for us? Let's have a look. Doab are favored as areas for a number of human activities such as farming, construction of settlements, building of transport links, rail tracks, roads, and other industrial and business activities. A number of topographical features contribute to a high population density in Doab areas of Pakistan. The active floodplain is flooded every year, so it is an ideal land for the crop which require plenty of water such as rice, sugarcane, etc. Meander floodplain and cover floodplains are good locations for arable farming, growing crops in fertile areas. The poor soils could be used for human settlements. There is a well-developed link canal irrigation system in Doab areas leading to a continuous supply of water throughout the year, or these are perennial canals. The Bar uplands are safe for being flooded. As they are higher places, they are ideal location for farming and human settlements, transport links, industrial estates, storage of agricultural raw materials, and markets. Piedmont plains are located at the foothills of mountains or hills, and starting from foothill to flatland, the area is known as Piedmont plain. Most dominant feature of Piedmont plains are the alluvial fans or cones that developed eastward from Suleiman to Kirthar mountains, and I showed you these fans during your class lecture. The material brought down by the water is dropped within narrow channels of the streams. The gravel, sand, and alluvium deposited by rivers form alluvial fans. They are extensive areas of alluvial fans on the eastern side of the Suleiman and Kirthar ranges. They are also known as Derajar. Piedmont plains are mainly agriculture. Tidal delta is located on the south of Tata. A delta is often triangular or fan shaped with the main distributaries branching out from the main river like the ribs of a fan. When a river flows into the sea, its speed is soon checked and its load of alluvium is dropped on the sea floor. Deposition of alluvium on the banks of the distributaries makes the level of the levees higher than the adjacent areas. Seawater often fills up the troughs between the distributaries, resulting in swamps. The Indus Delta has tidal flats with mangrove swamps. The coastal area is generally low and flat. The Indus Delta is located to the east of Karachi and includes Thatta, KT Bandar, JT, Ladia, and other small settlements. It has a low population density because the land is constantly exposed to the effects of seawater in form of waves and tides. Agriculture is limited to only a few areas due to swampy land covered with seawater, saline soil, and a low annual rainfall, that is only 125 mm to 250 mm. Infrastructure is not well developed, discouraging the growth of commercial and industrial activities. For example, unmettered roads, which connect different parts of the area, are not suitable for heavy transport vehicle. Local communities are involved in fishing. Mangrove trees are used as fuel wood and their leaves as fodder for animals. Occasional tropical cyclones cause damage to farming areas, fishing, and the shanty homes of the people. Rolling sand plains are usually found in desert areas because sand dunes are a feature of deserts. In deserts, wind blow and change landscape frequently, which results in sand dunes. Prominent features occurring on lower Indus Plain are custas. These are ridges which in Sindh are made of limestone. A custa has a steep slope on one side and has a gentle slope on the other side. The Ruri Custa attain a height of 80 meter and is 48 km long. The Gango Takkar Custas stretches southwards from Hyderabad for a distance of 24 km. These limestone ridges provide a firm foundation for the construction of barrage for irrigation. They also add to the scenic beauty of the area by wearing generally flat landscape. The Indus Plain is most productive region of Pakistan. The relief and drainage of Indus Plain encourages the growth of settlements. The Doab of Upper Indus Plain and old and active floodplains of Lower Indus Plains are excellent areas for farming. Since ancient times, more than 80% of the total cultivated area of Pakistan has been located in Indus Plain. Crops are grown the whole year round on the fertile flatland and undulating slopes. Cotton, rice, and sugarcane are grown in summer and wheat in winter. For example, an extensive system of canal irrigation has been developed because of the favorable relief for the construction of canals. The Indus Plain is most developed region of Pakistan. Infrastructure facilities are easier to provide. The transport network of road, rail, and air is dense. Electricity is supplied to all the urban centers like Lahore, Faisalabad, Gujranwala, Sakhar, Hyderabad. Many of the rural areas have been supplied with electricity. The Indus Plain has a number of industries which consume local raw materials: cotton, textile, sugar mills, chemical industry. The industrial goods have a large domestic and foreign market. Desert areas in Pakistan are located at three places. Sindh Sagar Doab or Thal Desert is located between River Indus and River Jhelum. The Thar Desert is located towards southeastern Pakistan. It is also called Southeastern Desert. It can further be divided into three main areas: Cholistan, Nara, Tharparkar or Thar, and the last one is Kharan, that is in Balochistan. Winds are the most important agent in desert areas and they change the landscape constantly. Rolling sand dunes, weathering of rocks, lack of vegetation, and bare rocks are the main features of the desert areas of Pakistan. Rainfall is scanty and the water table is extremely low. Life in desert areas is predominantly affected by the environment, lack of water, and constant erosion of land by strong winds does not allow many productive human activities. Farming, however, desert areas can be made productive if irrigation facilities are provided. A major part of Thar Desert has been converted into farmland by canals from the Sakhar barrage built on the Indus. The desert may have rich mineral deposits, especially mineral oil, shown by the recent discovery of many oil and gas fields in the southeastern part of the Thar Desert. Here are your assignment question. Question number 1. Explain the features of topography which are common to all highland areas. You have to compare the mountain ranges. You have studied the northern mountains and northwestern mountains. And with reference to relief and drainage, explain how the Potar Plateau is different from the Balochistan Plateau. you have to differentiate between these two plateaus, and you have to revise all the maps and figures that are present in the unit.